Hey Flosstube, welcome to Coco the Creative. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm Coco, and this is my channel where I talk about cross stitch and other hobbies like reading and writing and sometimes gardening, sometimes games. So yeah, let's get started. This is going to be a short one because I just kind of want to catch up on the stuff that I didn't really talk about in my last video, which was a WIP parade. If you haven't had a chance to check that out yet, go ahead and check out my last video. So today I'm going to talk about basically how I'm going to approach my WIP rotations in the year of 2026. I didn't really discuss that in detail in my WIP parade video. I'm also going to talk about finishes because I have two to show. I have two to show you, and then I'm going to get into progress. And I think that will be the video. Okay, so my rotation plans. Basically, what I have settled on is, and the reason I have to set it up this way is because I get overwhelmed when I have too many projects. I can't bounce around. I can't give myself too many options. I get like decision paralysis where if I have too many options, then I just shut down and I don't do anything. And we want to do things this year. We want to make progress on WIPs and things of that nature. And so I wanted to find a nice balance between touching all my projects without having so many projects to touch over the course of like a week or even a day, and being overwhelmed with which projects I'm going to work on, but also just taking the pressure off of me by only having like a handful of projects to be working on at any given time. So I basically set up a monthly rotation where I can have up to 4 WIPs in rotation at one time. And I pick at the beginning of the month which WIPs I'm going to focus on for that month. And the way that I've decided which WIPs get chosen is by different categories. So I have a tapestry category. So I will focus on one big tapestry piece. And those are my 9 count tapestries, 8 on Ada. So they're really easy to do at night. When I'm just sitting in bed, they don't require a lot of focus to do. And then I want to have one challenging piece. So maybe something of a higher thread count, or just, something that just requires me to kind of have more of a structured setup and maybe a lot of light to make progress on it. One small, pretty self-explanatory. I have at least one small in the rotation. And then I allowed my fourth piece can be wild card. So it can be anything. It can be another small. It can be, if I want to do another challenging pattern, it can be that. I usually leave that one open for an additional small because, yeah, that's what I did last time. I worked on 2 smalls at the same time, and I don't have to have a 4th piece. I have to have 3, but I don't have to have 4. Another component to my monthly WIP rotation is on the weekends. If I have the itch to start a new project, I can, or work on something that maybe I had already started, but it's not in rotation right now. And I'm just thinking about it and I just want to work on it. The Saturday and Sunday is when I'm allowed to like go grab the thing I was thinking about or start that new thing without the pressure of continuing it. I can just put it away after the weekend, because usually that urge to start something goes away after like one day. And once you scratch that itch, and you don't have to, I don't have to think about it. I don't even really, it's not a part of the WIP rotation. It's just something I started. Yeah, it's actually been working. It's March and I've been doing this for like 3 months because I started a trial run in December of this method, and it's actually been working really well for me. I haven't been feeling overwhelmed. I feel like I've been getting a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've been feeling like I've been getting a decent amount of progress on the things that I focus on. So I think I'm going to stick to this. I thought about doing WIP Go or like a wheel or something like that, some kind of random thing. But I really don't like that much randomness. I like to really decide this is what I'm focusing on and this is how it's going to be for a little while. So this is what's working for me. Okay, let's talk about finishes. I was very close to finishing these two pieces in 2025. So they were pretty much almost done. I didn't start these in 2026, but I'm still considering them 2026 finishes. So the first one is, it's a FFO, like a fully finished piece, but yeah, this is it. It's my strawberry frogs. Yay. I finished this shortly after my youngest daughter was born. And then I framed it up right away and put it in her room. So now all three of my kids have a small done by me. My middle child has two smalls by me, but they all have a piece that I stitched in their room to kind of like keep them occupied until I can get some of these tapestries done. So, yep, strawberry frogs. So I have like 4 more frogs on that chart. And I was talking about doing one for the strawberry moon sal, and I don't think I'm going to do that. I think this was just, I'm going to hold it up while I keep talking about it. This was just a lot of filling in. And while it was easy, it was boring. Yeah, it was kind of boring. Not that many colors to work with, lots of filling in. And I feel like I can find other strawberry pieces. I don't know. There's one other frog on there that's like super cute. So I don't know. I might after not having, messed with this pattern for a really long time, by the time the strawberry moon sal rolls around, I might be ready to work on it again. But yeah, there it is. It's done. And then this was a much more fun finish. Here we go. Titus Bubbles is finished. He turned out really good. Yeah, so this is, if you're not familiar, this is Titus from Final Fantasy X, which is my absolute favorite video game. I've played it like 4 times, going on a 5th. I'm playing it on the Switch for the first time. I always played it on like PS2, PS3. I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet. Yeah, I don't know. I actually, after I finished this, a few weeks later, I bought Waka from Needleminder Lair. That's where I got this chart. And so I don't think I'm going to work on Waka right away, and I don't think I'm going to use this fabric for him, but I am just going to keep Titus on here because, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, I have all the space on this, and I have an idea of what I want to put on here, but yeah, I'm not going to do it anytime soon. But yeah, that's Titus. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I don't know. I feel like it will come to me. I don't know. I see him on like a little pillow, but yeah, that would be a whole nother project for me, and I don't think I want to learn anything new right now. So we'll see. We'll see what I do with him. Okay, so those are my finishes, and now I'm going to talk about my progress. So I actually left one in my cabinet over here. Let me see. I forgot that I rotated this out. So this was the last challenging piece that I had in my rotation. It's rotated out now. This is my tea time sampler. I think the last time I showed this to you, so definitely this motif was mostly done. I don't remember if it was almost done or I had officially finished it. I'm almost done. I think I only have like 2 cells left of this little motif right here. And then Yeah, but I'm in a good place. I think I got a lot of good work. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm really proud of the progress that I've made on it. Um, this is definitely difficult to work on in the sense that I have to have really bright light, like what's coming in through my window right now. I have to have really bright light to work on this because the fabric is so dark. And if I just miss that window, which I miss that window a lot these days, having a newborn, whenever I miss that window, I can't work on it. And I've tried working on it at night with like my ring light, and it's just not, or even in the middle of the day, in the afternoon when the sun is still in the sky, but it's just not like the bright morning light. It still doesn't work. So I don't want to beat myself up about it. This will come back out of rotation, back into rotation later. Also, I was getting kind of tired of the stitch. So it was just kind of like time to put it away. But yeah, that's my tea time sampler. Okay. And then another one that I forgot to pull out is my LaCroix piece. So, wow, I've made a lot of progress on this one too. This one like just came in back into rotation because the last time I was working on this was like January, mid-January, I want to say. So yeah, I got a few more. I'm more than halfway done for sure. But I really like this fabric. I think I'm going to put more LaCroix on this fabric. The goal is to have a few of these done mounted in hoops, on hoops, and then I can give them away during the holidays to family members because everybody in my family drinks LaCroix. So yeah. Okay. And then I'm saving my my favorite piece of progress for last. Okay. My pile is growing. Okay. I don't know if you recognize this bag. What's in this bag? Okay. This is actually not the last piece of progress, but I'm actually going to show the tapestries last. This is, do you recognize it? It's Blueberry J. I have my little axolotl eating noodles needle minder. But yeah. So I did mention how I kind of slowed down on this because I think my needle was too big. But I didn't want to get too discouraged. So I got a really small needle, and yeah, it's so much better. It's so much better stitching on this with a smaller needle. I'm going to see if I can put a little bit more light on this. Someone in my comment section on the last video said stitching with like a needle larger than 28 is like stitching with a broom, and it 100%. Now that I notice the difference, it is like that. So yeah, I'm as you can see, I'm done with this motif. I'm just doing the pattern around it. And oh, you can see the green better. And this is on a 40 count pickled Newcastle linen. I am enjoying this stitch so much that I saved another one that I had been looking at by Jet X Stitch. I think it's just called the Scorpion and the Frog or something like that, but it's a scorpion and a frog with like little designs and stuff around them. I think that's the next one I want to stitch. It also has 40 the called for thread count is 40 count, but I don't know if I'm going to go that high. I might do it on like 28, or maybe even I might even just do it on an Ada. But I do like working on this. It just, requires patience and time. to work on it. But my eyes, I can tell my eyes are adjusting to the higher count. It's just by the end of the day, if I've been like, I stitched on this like most of yesterday, and then by the end of the day, I wanted to keep working on it, but my eyes were hurting. I was like, I need to stitch on 9 count. I have to put this away. So I'm just really, really happy, excited, thriving with Blueberry J. And I just love all the colors. I love the color that I'm stitching on. I love the colors in the actual pattern. So very fun piece. Let's see. And then now I have to talk about my tapestries. Okay, so my underwater tapestry, I'm going to show you a picture of it. This is the final product. My underwater tapestry is not in rotation right now. I took it out of rotation after the first week of March because I was still trying to decide if I wanted to keep it in rotation or switch it out with a different tapestry, because the only other tapestry that I've worked on or that I've started is my Santa Pandos one for Christmas. And I'm not really into working on Christmas stuff outside of the Christmas season and Christmas in July for Christmas in July. So I was like, okay, am I gonna start a new one? And I ended up starting a new one, but I made a ton of progress on the underwater tapestry, and I'm gonna insert a picture of how much progress I made, because I can never get these in camera, like, and talk about them at the same time. I have it right here. I am gonna like hold it out, but it's probably not gonna show everything. So here we go. Most of my progress is at the bottom and on the sides. I'm moving closer to the middle of the piece, and I just did like 2 more cells. I'm kind of like overtaking this mermaid right here. I think the last time you saw this, she didn't have this much stitching up to her hair. And I've just been taking that out to the side. So this is kind of where I left off at. But yeah, I was like, I'm getting tired of the stitch, and then I remembered I can switch this out if I want to at the beginning of the month. So that's what I did. So that's underwater tapestry. So I started a new one, a new tapestry piece. And because these don't have names, well, they have names, but it's in a language I don't speak. But because they don't have names, I get to give them names. So that one I call Underwater Tapestry, and this one I call In Anticipation of Spring, because I'm so ready for spring to be here. And where I am, I live in Maryland. This is like the first warm day. I mean, we had snow. We had snow like a week and a half ago. It just spring refuses to come. So and it's been very gray this past week. So I really needed something springtimey to kind of like get me out of that just cabin fever. And also I've been home all day nursing a baby. So I needed something springy. So here we go. I call this In Anticipation of Spring. And this is just so fun and serendipitous. Like, you have not just this little girl riding this gigantic rabbit, but she's holding a bouquet that is holding a panda. Just so cool. Just so fun. And bordering on the edge of absurd. I love it so much. Okay, since the pattern is a lot more vibrant on this one compared to my underwater tapestry, I'm just going to show you the back because I don't have that much progress, and this is, gigantic. Yeah. So I've just been doing flowers at the bottom. I've just been doing 2 cells, basically. I work 2 cells and then I move across. And hopefully by the end of the month, I can get 2 the other end. That would be nice if I just had that one bottom section done. But yeah, when I get more completed, I'll show more of it. Um, but I was afraid to like switch over from my underwater tapestry, and I'm glad I did because I really need these springtime colors. Between this and Blueberry J, I am having a great time. It is really helping me get through these last gloomy, doomy bits of winter. Okay, that is all I have for you. I was going to talk about books, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll save that for the next video. And if you watched the video all the way through, thank you so, so much. Tell me kind of what your stitchy plans are right now. If you saw anything that you liked, feel free to chat about it in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe. But yeah, I will see you guys later. Bye.